Bizani Fire Brigade.
Uyasha Inachurena.
Uyasha Inachurena Lufuno. Breaking news. You have no coach.
The coach is gone. That's what they say.
But here's the thing. You got different reporters who are reporting 3 different things. Yeah. So in a short space of time, is to try to dissect it.
Yes.
One, they say his license is expired.
Okay.
So if his pro license is expired, did the club do due diligence on the man?
That speaks to the club, and I don't believe a team as Kaizer Chiefs, as big as they are, will be able to allow such kind of, administration, mistakes to happen. Because even when Nabi arrived at Kaizer Chiefs, from the word go, Nabi, Kaizer Chiefs, they were all speaking about going back to Africa, going and compete in Africa. So obviously then it means that you need the right coach, you need a qualified coach to be able to put you in that space.
Could it be maybe that they said, we're hiring you, but get your house in order?
It can be. However, I mean, from the time when Kaizer Chiefs win the Nedbank Cup, they should have already known that we're either going to continue with this guy or not, because we're not going to Africa to add numbers. They were going to compete. Obviously, then you need to have a coach to be on the bench.
Because Nabi has sat on the bench, so him sitting on the bench in a continental competition, he sat at Yanga,
yes.
He sat at Far,
yes.
So it's not something that's new to him.
Absolutely.
So, but here's the thing that then become, the other option that I'm looking at.
Yes.
Could it be where the club is now saying, we have no confidence in you because of, is it results, is it the morale in the team, or is it because of the situation that's happening back at home?
Look, Kaizer Chiefs has played 5 games so far. Nabi, no, they've played, in fact, 6 games because Nabi has been on the bench with 3 games. He has got one draw, 1 loss, and 1 win. The other games, it was not him that was on.
Either way, however you look at it, kubi. Bari nabele mduini khona. So but anyway, thank you for joining us. We'll watch the space. Who comes in, who's going, who's interesting times. Ralebu wababina nuku. Job well done.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, it's the magnificent 4 Orlando Pirates. Congratulations. And yes, I brought in the legends, the people that have been in this tournament, have played this tournament, that have won this tournament, to come and congratulate the winners. Gentlemen, how are you doing? Big range. Former winners. I can see now I'm speaking to former winners. I had to check out Bumampoza, because they know nothing about this tournament. I want us to talk about this tournament in particular, and maybe as former winners of this tournament. Let me start with you, Fabian. Winning this tournament, because a lot of people, they take it like, they said, it's in the beginning of the season, it doesn't hold that much weight. How important is winning this tournament for the season?
Look, let me say congratulations to the defending champs. Remember, they were playing with the crest on the
I saw.
So
even Sipo Mbule was saying other
now
things.
They're gonna even make it maybe bigger next season or so. But this cup means a lot. You could even see the new signees of Orlando Pirates. They were still, I think they went to bed with their medals. They never took it off from getting it from on the podium. And I think as much as Pirates was the favorites, I think the edge that they had over Stellenbosch is experience. I would say maybe the fitness, and I would also say maybe the fans keep on motivating them, because it went all the way to extra time. But for me, and I think Vuyo will agree, we would have wanted that goals in 90 minutes. Remember, there was goals for charity. We stopped on 420,000. 460. So we wanted to break, at least go half a meter for charity organizations that will benefit. But again,
and they would have added more. There was a lot of goals to not be scored.
So more charity organizations would have benefited with the champions Orlando Pirates, with MTN Foundation and MTN8. So yeah, a good final, I must say. Basokfila Bombela,
Basokfila definitely. And Vuyo, he's talking about something that's very important. He's talking about the players by Pirates. And I look at the squad Stellenbosch. in the 90th minute. I mean, they had to take out players that Barnes had to go out, Devin Titus. And the minute they take out those players, that's when Orlando Pirates started imposing themselves. Losing players for Steve Barker every season, this thing that could be working against them?
I think for me, this is where they lost the game, Stellis, when they took out the experienced guys. Because, you might think the guys are tired and all that from your eyes, but they're not knowing the impact that they are making around the younger ones. So now once we take away all the leadership around the field, and then this is where now Orlando Pirates capitalized. So, but then it shows the importance of experience in any other team. So, yeah, we saw in the league also, what the Madalas are doing. The Madalas are pushing. So, yeah, they make us proud, Russell.
The players that made a difference, Fabianski, is I look at the players that came in. You look at you look at Apollos. You look at the goal scorer that scored twice. The man from Val, that is Moreni. That's the quality of Orlando Pirates that it has right now. And surely that should give them an edge over this season.
Look, if you have a big team and you have quality that's on the bench or not even on the bench and in the stands, it shows you that it's only a matter of them working on the team spirit on their own as players, and obviously the coaching staff having the dressing room under their control. Like Vuyo is saying, it's not about those ones, because the moment they took those guys off, I mean, the only one that was threatened to Orlando Pirates even into extra time was De Jong, and he was alone. You know what I'm saying? So the bench of Orlando Pirates, I felt they made a big difference. And if you have like for like on the bench, and these ones are competing for position, you're definitely gonna come out victorious. And you could see Orlando Pirates just wanted it more than Stellis. But as for Coach Steve, well, that's internal things that he needs to sort out, he needs to get. But I think they need quite a few more experienced players to help them. But take nothing away from Orlando Pirates. Yeah. Everything worked to the T, and they took it all the way to the extra time. But like I said, I wanted that goals in
you wanted the back to be bigger.
Yeah, I wanted it to be more, man.
What I appreciate about this tournament, Vuyo, is the fact that it gives new players that have come into the team exposure, and new stars get to be made earlier on into the season. A player like Tete Ntiani, he really imposed himself, and you look at that, how it is that he applied himself. Yes, he was on the losing side, but what do you make of his performance?
Yeah, it's good to see the young ones coming up and raising their hands, at the beginning of the season. So obviously, I'm hoping injuries won't bother him for the rest of the season, because he imposed himself, and then he raised himself.
At some point.
So yes, this is what we want to see. It's something that Stellenbosch is doing good. I think they have this thing of replacing players that are about to leave. They already have the replacement for those guys before they even leave. So I think Namtian was introduced at the right time. Not being thrown with a lot of youngsters, as we saw with the Orlando Pirates coach in the beginning of the season. He just threw a lot of youngsters, and they were amongst themselves without any senior guys, and this is where they struggled. Now they've got to understand each other. Now the combinations are going. So now we see them now combining and playing as a team now. So it's something that we're looking forward to seeing.
Indeed,
and they put themselves under more pressure, because now the supporters just want them to win all the way.
Skipper, it would be amiss of me to not ask you this question as a skipper. A 19-year-old leading Orlando Pirates, we saw not only leading Orlando Pirates now leading them all the way to a cup final and winning that cup final. The amount of pressure at 19.
Look, it's a lot, but it's also the responsibility from those around him, the captains or those senior players, even if you fight for the same position. But guide him, help him, protect him, or also advise him to just stay in his lane, do his things, and don't think everything has arrived yet. It might start like this. We don't know how is it going to end. But it's very good to see each and every team, they are throwing these boys in that comes through the development ranks, especially the Diski League or Diski Challenge. Yeah. And the responsibility, the boys they're handling it so far so good. All I wish them all the best. They must stay in their lane. They must do what is expected of them and just respect the game overall. If you're gonna respect the game and just work hard, the game will pay you back.
Vuyo, the guy we're talking about is 19. You started playing football at a very young age.
14.
Hence, you were very young. The team that you played for does not even exist anymore. We can't even think about it anymore. That's how far back it
Not
is.
only one team, there are 2, 3 teams.
Oh, Vuyo, what device every time? The amount of pressure, and I heard Coach Hugo saying he's supposed to go to Europe, and maybe that's also what we can bring on from your experience. Is he ready to go to Europe? Or do you also feel from your career you were ready at that point to be taken all the way to Europe?
Telecoxa, a lot of work goes through during the week. When we don't see what's going behind the scenes at training, this is where now you surround yourself with a lot of senior players that are going to be helping the new guys that are coming into the team or the young ones. For him to be leading such a big team, it's not a fluke, it's not a mistake. We should give credit to the management, to the senior guys that are surrounding him. Because, the boy is only second season or third season.
Yeah, second.
Yeah, second season. So now, obviously, he's comfortable where he is, where he's at. He can't be the only one pulling the strings. He's got a lot of quality senior guys in the team, and they must get credit.
And that's why we saw the other one helping him lift the trophy.
Yes, for a guy like Dion Hoto, he's been doing well in this tournament for the past 4 or 5 seasons.
Yeah.
So now, if it was somebody else, he would have been maybe pulling the face like, I'm supposed to be the leader in this team, I'm a senior. But then I think he keeps on showing support to the young ones and to Mbokazi, obviously. So yeah, I think he'll do well, but then he needs to find a good structure where he's going, where he's going to be surrounded by quality senior guys, the guys that are willing to work with him.
Well, let's talk about the family structure, because now you were young and you had that family structure that was around you. The importance thereof?
It's always important to have a supporting family system, a supporting system. Whereas, there's a lot that is going on as soccer players. We go through a lot, and you want somebody who's gonna understand, people who's gonna understand you when you are frustrated. When you come back home grumpy, and you just lost a match. You want somebody to be motivating you, because a lot of people outside, yes, people will bash you out, especially playing for the big teams.
Yeah.
They don't want to understand the Bafana. Yeah, so now you need that supporting system in your family. And I was the fortunate one to also have that supporting system in my dad used to be.
And unfortunately, we've come to the end of the segment. Yes, when we do come back, I'll bring in those two, and because they didn't play this football thing, I get it. Now they have to come in with their biased opinion. You stay with them, Zanzi Fundis, and I'll catch you guys on the other side.